Welcome back everyone. Today we continue with part 59 of our What If Goku Was Betrayed and Locked Inside the Hyperbolic Time Chamber series. Let's aim for 350 likes on this one. Also, don't forget to leave a comment letting me know if you've enjoyed the series so far. With that, let's begin. Instantly, with Goku in the back seat, keeping the Ultra Instinct technique active, a silver Oozaru with his giant hand ripped a portal in the sky. This portal connected to a different dimension, one outside of Zeno's pocket dimension. The Omni King was quite surprised, as he didn't think that the Saiyans were capable of such feats. Instantly, the Grand Priest, who was told never to intervened. He activated his domain expansion, which he called Spatial Isolation. This involved the complete restriction and control over dimensional access within a specified domain or area of influence. He could isolate specific areas or individuals within pocket dimensions, effectively trapping them or shielding them from external influences. The final and most powerful part of his domain expansion ability was that he could also forcefully teleport anyone or any object caught inside his domain expansion to any location at will within that domain. This meant he could forcefully teleport Goku into any incoming attack of his choice, making this a very dangerous ability. His domain expansion was not on the level of the angels, which covered an entire planet. No, his was far greater, as it covered an entire universe. Right now, his domain expansion covered all of Universe 18 inside Zeno's pocket dimension, blocking all forms of teleportation in and outside of Universe 18. "You have got to be kidding me," said Goku as he watched Oozaru's portal closing. "This can't be a coincidence." The fact that the Grand Priest specifically had an ability that countered his own perfectly was mind-boggling. The portal was closing, but Oozaru was forcefully trying to keep it open. However, he couldn't hold it much longer. Then, he did something unexpected, something no one saw coming. Using one hand, he threw Vegeta through the portal seconds before it closed. Instantly, he tried to teleport after Vegeta once Vegeta was outside by locking onto his ki, but it didn't work. Teleportation was shut down, and the portal was forcefully closed, trapping him inside Universe 18 along with Zeno, the Grand Priest, and Amuku. "Oh no!" exclaimed Oozaru, realizing that his time was running out. The level of ki and stamina it took to maintain total control was staggering. Inside Oozaru's psyche, Goku was stunned by how fast everything was happening. However, he was relieved that Vegeta had escaped back to Universe 7. He knew there was no way they could defeat Zeno as they were now. He was prepared to sacrifice himself just to help Vegeta escape and regroup with the rest of the Saiyans. "Goodbye, my friend," he muttered, feeling this might be the last time they saw each other. Zeno's gaze was fixed on Goku's new transformation. He could tell that Goku's strength had significantly magnified. It wasn't quite at the level of Vegeta's Omni form, but it was up there in terms of raw untapped power. "My lord, should I go and retrieve him?" asked the Daishinkan with a smile. He knew where Vegeta was, and retrieving him would be a simple matter for someone like him. "Do as you please," replied Zeno. "As it stands, I have no future need for him. I've successfully retrieved the first half of the aquafoam that he possessed. The only thing left is to claim the final half from Goku. Once I merge it back into its original form, it can be placed back inside the Fountain of Creation. Then I can enter the second of 3 eternal realms to retrieve the heart gem back from your wife, Kwansei." Zeno's plan was coming together. Although not without some miscalculations and misfortunes, it was now happening as he had foreseen. Zeno could have easily stopped Vegeta from escaping. Even now, with the portal closed, he could still capture Vegeta if he wanted to. He had another one of his many abilities called Time Rewind, which allowed Zeno to rewind time by 10 minutes to alter past events once per day. Using this ability, he could simply rewind time and stop Goku from opening the portal, as the 10-minute time limit had not yet passed, meaning his ability was still in effect. "As you wish, my lord," said the Grand Priest. "However, I think I'll remain here for the time being. Both of my sons, Campari and Konik, are currently in Universe 7 as we speak. I've just now relayed a message to them telepathically, informing them that Vegeta had entered Universe 7. They assured me they would take care of him along with all the other mortals present. It seems Universe 7 is quite crowded," the Grand Priest continued, his gaze fixed on Goku. "So many powerful warriors all gathered in one place. I wonder what will become of Earth." His words were clearly intended to provoke Goku, and it worked like a charm. "What?" Goku was shocked. First, it was Lord Beerus, then Frieza, and now he learned that angels were also present on Earth. Piccolo and the others can't handle this much threat. Vegeta is out of commission as he needs to rest to recover his stamina. Goku was at a loss for words. Why were so many issues popping up? What could he do? He started thinking to himself, "The Earth is in trouble, and I'm trapped here. By any means necessary, I have to get to Earth. Goku's rage was palpable. Instantly, Silver Oozaru's ki exploded. Something truly astonishing was happening. Initially, it was Oozaru at the wheel, fighting with Goku's mind inside Oozaru's psyche, but now the tables had turned. Goku was now in control of Oozaru's body, while the Great Ape was now back inside Goku's psyche. This way, Goku had complete control over Oozaru's abilities, along with all the added benefits and passive boosts, including the multiplier. Without thinking, Goku tried to open another portal again. His giant hand opened wide as electricity flowed from his palms. He roared loudly as the sky began to crack like glass. Suddenly, a small portal penetrated the domain. However, it was too small for human transport. He increased his energy higher, drawing out all his reserves, pushing more energy in, but it was without success. Instantly, the portal closed once more as the Grand Priest's spatial isolation was still active. Goku grew impatient. He realized that if he wanted to escape, he needed to take the Grand Priest out or at least disable his ability. With speed faster than a nanosecond, Goku vanished and then instantly appeared in front of the Grand Priest, attempting to grab him with his gigantic Great Ape hand. His intention was to crush him, hoping to break the ability. The Dai Shinkan, with his body coated in the energy of the angels, allowed Goku to grab him as he felt no threat. Goku squeezed tightly while attempting to throw the Grand Priest onto the planet's surface. However, to his surprise, he could not move the Grand Priest. It was as if he was trying to move the entire multiverse. The Grand Priest laughed loudly before snapping Goku's fingers, releasing himself from Oozaru's grip. With one hand, he lifted Oozaru and threw him downward to the planet's surface. Goku crashed to the ground like a meteorite, causing a massive explosion. In his Great Ape form, Goku spat blood. The scene zoomed out, showing Goku lying in a massive crater. "Impossible," said Goku. "That priest tricked me. He intentionally let me grab him to nullify my Ultra Instinct technique defenses." Then, Zeno descended to the planet's surface, his target being Goku. The force created a huge wave that forced Goku onto his back leg. There was no more playing around as Zeno needed the other half of the aquafoam. Zeno powered up a massive ball of Hakai energy, intending to hit Goku with it. It did not matter if Goku survived. All that mattered to him was the aquafoam, which could not be destroyed or erased as it was a form of matter. He knew that if Goku died, the aquafoam would be intact, and it would have his lifeless body. It became a tag team effort as the Daishinkan attacked. Since Goku was still in his domain expansion, he forcefully teleported Goku's body inside Zeno's Hakai sphere. Goku yelled out in pain as he found himself suddenly inside Zeno's ball of destruction. He couldn't understand how it happened. 1 second he was there, and now he was engulfed by Zeno's Hakai energy. "This is bad," said Goku, struggling to control Zeno's Hakai energy, which was on a whole other level than any god of destruction or primordial demon god. Remembering what he had seen Frieza do years ago, he called out, "Oozaru!" Instantly, the Oozaru opened its mouth and started to pull the Hakai energy inside. Within seconds, it was all absorbed. However, it came at a huge cost. Goku's time in the Great Ape form was done. He had used up all of his limited energy absorbing that blast. The Oozaru roared as Goku started to shrink in size, reverting back to his human form. With this transformation, the voice of the Oozaru went silent. However, things were not as they seemed. The Oozaru was not locked away inside Goku's psyche as it had been before. This was the first time they had attempted this, as Goku and the Oozaru had never made direct contact before. To actually control the Oozaru and use its power effectively takes a massive amount of time and training to build a bond. This was not a path Goku had gone down. The only Sen who had actually gone down this path was Broly, who could control his golden Great Ape form, as seen in the battle against the gods when he achieved Super Saiyan 4 and 5. However, as mentioned before, things were not as they seemed. Goku did not realize it, but the Silver Oozaru was completely erased. One cannot simply absorb Hakai energy, especially on the level of Zeno. Goku was fated to die in that last attack. The Oozaru had switched consciousness with Goku at the last second, sacrificing itself to save Goku. When Hakai energy comes into contact with something, it is simply destroyed. Since the Great Ape body originally belonged to Oozaru, it was Oozaru's body that was affected. However, Goku had been in control of the Great Ape's body, which is why the Oozaru regained control of its consciousness from Goku, allowing itself to be destroyed instead of Goku. However, Goku simply felt as if Oozaru was back inside his psyche. He thought nothing of it, believing that energy absorption was just another one of Oozaru's abilities. Suddenly, using that same ability again, Goku was pulled towards the Daishinkan, who delivered a planet-shattering blow to Goku's stomach. Goku cried out in pain. His Ultra Instinct technique was still active, reacting instinctively, but even then, it couldn't completely avoid the Grand Priest's attacks. "Don't tell me, Goku, are you tired?" the Grand Priest taunted before plunging his hand through Goku's stomach. Instantly, Goku dropped to his base form, the last of his energy fading away. He struggled to keep himself conscious, fearing that if he ever fell unconscious, he might never wake up. His stamina had dropped to dangerous levels, far below what was needed to keep the aqua foam regulated. And just like Vegeta, the aqua foam burst out of his body. Goku was too weak, on the verge of death, and the aqua foam needed a new host to keep it regulated. Seizing the opportunity, Zeno pulled the last half of the aqua foam inside his body, reuniting it with its other half. The aqua foam was now whole again, just as it had been millennia ago. Zeno's foresight was coming through. Finally, Zeno muttered, "Omniscience is within grasp. Look, father, I've almost completed the trial. I'll be seeing you soon." The scene switches to Universe 7, on a planet that is quite familiar. It was actually Planet Yardrat. The portal that Goku had opened was connected to Planet Yardrat, although it wasn't intentional. The Oozaru had the ability to open portals, but not just any Oozaru. Only the Silver Oozaru could do such a thing, and its portal had to lead to a place where it was connected. This meant that the Silver Oozaru could open a portal leading to anywhere in Universe 7 that it had previously visited. When Vegeta was thrown through the portal, he had fallen on Planet Yardrat. Since time worked differently in Universe 18, when 1 hour had passed in Universe 18, 1 day had passed in Universe 7. During the time Vegeta had been there, he was quickly recognized and brought to the Elder. The very same Elder who had trained him in the Hyperbolic time chamber. Vegeta was placed on life support, his entire body submerged in a green liquid possessing healing qualities. "What happened to you?" muttered the Elder as he watched an unconscious Vegeta inside the healing pod. He sensed something was off. Back then, when Vegeta had begged him to train him, he never understood why he was so desperate, but he never bothered to ask, as he owed Goku a favor for saving his planet and race. "Vegeta is very strong," the Elder said to himself. "There aren't too many beings in the universe with his level of power. For him to be beaten this badly is unthinkable." The scene switches back to Universe 18, where Goku was struggling to stand on his feet. He was beaten. For 3 long years, he, Vegeta, Gohan, and Broly had fought continuously in the war among the gods and angels. They barely rested after each battle, meaning their bodies weren't getting enough time to heal and recover properly. Day by day, their bodies broke down, crying out in pain. It was only a matter of time before reality caught up to them. Zeno, having finally obtained what he wanted, was no longer interested in the Saiyans. All he cared about was passing the trial and seeing his father. With the fully restored aqua foam in his possession, he could finally carry out the next stage of his plan. But then, to the surprise of many, Goku collapsed to the ground. He could not keep himself conscious any longer. However, Zeno could not care less, said Daishinkan. "I can't wait any longer. Deactivate your ability. I'm going back to the palace." The Grand Priest did as instructed, and without wasting any more time, Zeno teleported back to the palace, forgetting about Goku. "I guess it's time we kill this Saiyan," replied Amuku. "We've played with him for too long. I'm afraid I don't find him interesting anymore." As Amuku was about to destroy Goku for good, his hands were grabbed by the Grand Priest. "Wait," said the Daishinkan. "The mortal who caused the Omni King great distress deserves to suffer. It's only fitting that we repay the favor. He will watch as my sons destroy his little planet, killing everyone he loves. As for his partner in crime, we will hunt them down as well, killing each of them before his eyes. I want to break him first, and only then will he be killed by my own hands." The Grand Priest harbored hatred for the Saiyans. They had not only killed 2 of his children, but they had also forced his hand to erase his favorite child, Whis. First, he wanted the Saiyan to feel the same pain. Although he was an angel and by law should not harbor any emotions towards anything, he still felt pain. He was only forbidden to act upon it. Angels were never to act on self-interest. However, he was doing all of this under the pretense of carrying out Zeno's will, which was accepted under Section 87 of the Angel's Law. Carrying Goku's body on his shoulder, the Grand Priest teleported back to the palace, leaving Amuku behind to continue his business, waiting patiently for when Zeno called again. The Grand Priest teleported deep beneath the throne room to a prison that hadn't been visited for millennia. It was the prison used to hold the first mortal, Zalama, before the prison dimension was created as a more permanent prison for him. There, Goku was chained up and left to watch as the angels hunted down everyone he loved. The Grand Priest, being cruel, placed a god pad in front of Goku's face, showcasing the events on Earth. That's it for this episode, guys. If you've watched to the end, then that may be an indication that you enjoy the episode, so please drop a like so the video could reach more people. See you in the next episode. Take care.